Hello, welcome to the stream, MCFR. I've seen that you've just commented Rose Roy, hashtag Phillips out. We'll get onto all of that in a moment. But welcome everyone to the stream. Nice to have you all here. MCFR, Rose Roy, you guys have commented nice and early. Phillips out, and constant Phillips out from Rose Roy. Remember not to spam, otherwise that will result into a timeout. But if you don't spam, it's no issue. But onto the player ratings. I've got them ready. We'll start with Ortega. Look, with Ortega, I don't think he can do anything on the goal. He made a really good save at the end of the first half, so I'm just giving him a 6. I don't blame him for the goal. The goal, it's harsh to blame Ortega for the goal. I think the whole back line has to take a bit of responsibility. Obviously, it wasn't a great performance, so no one is really getting too high of a rating, apart from one fella who is on the right wing, who I'm sure everyone likes. But yeah, Ortega 6. Look, it wasn't too bad from Ortega. I don't think he had that bad of a game. He was fine. I don't think he negatively impacted us. Back in 5, says MCFR. Alright mate, see you in 5 minutes then. Rico Lewis, giving him a 5. Some people might see that as harsh. Sorry, Rose Roy, but I'm just not going to tolerate it anymore. I'm just going to time you out. The moment any hate goes towards, content creators and all that. But anyways, back to it. Rico Lewis, look, he had a really difficult game yesterday. He really did struggle. I think that's evident. He tried to do stuff. Rico, now this is epic from Tommy Allen, Sergeant. Welcome. But Rico Lewis, yeah, he had a difficult game. Struggled really everywhere on the pitch. He's probably made the biggest mistakes on the goal. He had good 2/3 chances to stop anything from the goal happening. He missed his tackle. He allowed Joelinton to dribble right through our back line. And then when he could have intercepted the pass to deny Joelinton, he kind of almost hops over it from what I could see, and then he didn't manage to clear the ball off the line. So I know it's difficult for him to get it off the line, so that's probably being a bit harsh, but that's. And Rico Lewis, he did struggle at the end of the day. Not bad, I don't want to give him too much stick because he's only 18 and there's so much potential in him. I think he could go right to the top. But we'll go on to Akanji now. Again, he was alright, got himself booked. Again, could have done better on the goal, as the whole back line could. So, yeah, not the best game from Akanji. At the goal, same error, Joelinton was able to run past our entire back line, and he's a part of that, so he's got to take part of the responsibility. So, although Akanji's been pretty solid this season, today just wasn't it for him. Everyone has an off game at the end of the day, and I'd rather him have an off game in the Carabao Cup than have it in the Premier League. Street Style, welcome to the chat. We haven't had you here in a while. Nice to have you here, Street Style. You're nice and early. We're only on Akanji, so good to see you. A day rest of camping. Oh, have you been camping recently, Street Style? Well, good to have you here now, man. Yeah, we just covered Akanji. Obviously, City lost last night, so not a great result. Tom Wilson, welcome to the chat as well, giving a good old wave. Still doing army camping training, but we are back home for the day. Yeah, good to know that you're getting a little break, Street Star. You blame MCFR for the loss. Says Ethan FPL. Interesting. He did predict a 2-0 loss. So I guess he almost sealed our fate. Why does everyone hate MCFR? I don't know. I don't think Ethan hates him. I think he probably wasn't happy that MCFR predicted a loss. He was right. He predicted a 2-0 defeat. I predicted a 1-0 win for City. Ethan doesn't hate MCFR. He's just having a laugh. Now MCFR will be in the chat soon. He said he'd be back in 5 minutes, so hopefully he sticks true to that. No worries if he doesn't. It's nice that he tuned in anyway. But anyway, we'll go on to Ake now. He had an okay game. Wasn't spectacular or anything like that. It was just okay from Ake. Decent performance. Again, could have done better on the goal, but I think other than the goal, he was fine the whole game through. Thought he was decent defensively. I don't really believe he made too many other errors other than that. So yeah, Akanji, decent game. No, Ake, decent like I mentioned. But yeah. On to Vardiol now. Vardiol probably I'd say had the best back line and best game out of the back line. Phillips good or nah, don't worry, we're gonna get onto Phillips because I'm sure a lot of people are gonna want to talk about Calvin Phillips. But MCFR, welcome back. But Josko Vardiol, best game out of the back line for me. Doesn't mean he was great, but he denied Isaac being able to go in one-on-one. If you remember, I blame you for predicting 6-0. Oh man. Yeah, you always do tend to go high scoring, don't you, Ethan? And definitely for a City win anyway. 9-0 on Saturday against Wolves. It'd be incredible. It would be incredible. But Josko Vardiol, decent game. On the goal, I'd say he's the least at fault out of everyone because he is still partly at fault because he goes forward to try and intercept Almiron's pass to Joelinton, and then Joelinton runs through, like we've mentioned, runs through on goal. Phillips, rubbish, says, rubbish, I'm going to guess kind of what you're saying there. MCFR. And on Phillips, we'll speak about him now. Alright, I've given them a 5.5. Alright. That might be generous. But here's the thing. Alright, really quickly. Calvin Phillips is always going to be a drop-off from Rodri. That's one thing we've got to say. Calvin Phillips, he was always going to have a drop-off to Rodri. But I think, I really want Phillips to do well because I want. Who should you believe in? Street style. Whatever your gut's telling you. Whatever your gut tells you, street style. But anyway, back onto Calvin Phillips. He definitely struggled yesterday, but Rodri is a different level, okay? And I think yesterday's game showed us even more what we are like without Rodri. That's funny coming from you, Ethan. One day he's going to get one of his high-scoring predictions right, and then he'll be laughing at us. But Calvin Phillips, here's the thing, I actually think he showed signs of being able to do it, but it was like he's doing half the job and he failed to do the other half. Because I remember a couple times he'd tackle someone, but like he'd failed to keep the ball. Like he'd stick his foot out, he'd win the ball, and then he'd lose it before he even gets his first touch. With Rodri though, he'll take the ball off them and he'll start his next move up the pitch. So Calvin Phillips, he's definitely struggling, but beyond all that, I still think Calvin Phillips. Here's the thing: this is Calvin Phillips' first start of the season, alright, and it's his 5th start in a City shirt. He's probably. I don't even think he's had 90. I don't even think he's had a half's worth of minutes in a City shirt this season. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it, but he's definitely not had a full 90 minutes worth of minutes off the bench and all that. United fans laughing at us when they're below 8th. Like, if United want to go win the Carabao Cup again, let them go win it. And like last year, we'll go for the treble again. Let them get top 4 and win the Carabao Cup, and let us go get the treble again. That's all I'll say on United. You let United fight for the Carabao Cup, because look, also I want to say, big thing is we haven't lost to Newcastle in the league, and we haven't lost to Newcastle in the FA Cup, and we haven't lost to them in the Champions League. Alright, this is the Carabao Cup, and of course it matters because it's a trophy, and without it we can't win the quadruple, and we can't win the quadruple now. That's just out the window. So, but there's our 4 competitions. We all know them: Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. The Carabao Cup is number 4 for me. If that one gets crossed off, sure, I'm disappointed because it's a trophy, but I'm not gutted, to say the least. But anyways, onwards. Calvin Phillips, I think he still needs to start against Wolves. Alright, I'm sure you're all probably like, oh no, don't start him. He was just not good against Newcastle. Do not start him against Wolves. But I really would start him against Wolves because he needs to be given a run of games. He really does need to be given a run of games. That is the honest truth. Calvin Phillips won't get better if he's not playing consistently. He nearly scored. Calvin. I'd put Club World Cup above Carabao Cup this season. I don't even really disagree with you there. It's a trophy City have never won. Also, the Club World Cup, we've never won it before. It's our first time going into the competition, so City fans and City players should take pride in that trophy if we do win it. We shouldn't treat it like it's a pre-season trophy or anything like that. Wolves, if he doesn't play well, he's done. I don't necessarily think that, but if he doesn't improve against Wolves, then I think he's in trouble. He has to improve. The only way up for Calvin Phillips, the only way is up now for Calvin Phillips. He has to look at it that way. Because if he doesn't, then I agree with you, MCFR. He is in real trouble. So hopefully Calvin's going to be given an opportunity against Wolves, and he's going to take it well, and he's going to take the opportunity to play well. It's going to be interesting doing the preview on Friday night. Anyways, though, we will go on to we'll go into Sergio Gomez now. I thought Sergio Gomez was poor. I can't lie. Didn't look all that inspiring in midfield. Oh, we got a Newcastle fan here. Spreading the banter. Welcome to the chat, Geordie. Welcome to the chat, Geordie. Congratulations on going through to the Carabao Cup. I hope you beat Man United. I'll be supporting you there. But congratulations for going through, I suppose. Anyways, Gomez, like I said, I thought he was pretty poor. Wasn't inspiring for me. I don't know if midfield is really where he's going to be best. I think left mid is kind of where we have to put him. Because I just don't think he can run in the midfield that well. Based off that game. Hopefully a nice Newcastle fan. Yeah, I mean, banter's always on the table. Yeah, he can banter as much as he likes in the end, because he just won. So, banter's all good, it's part of football. But, I mean, as long as they're not, being too annoying, then it's fine. But Gomez, yeah, like I mentioned, not inspiring. Don't think it's over for him, because I thought he played... Well, we'll do you a favour by beating that Old Trafford, lads. Yeah, I hope you do. I'll be watching that game, if you want the truth. As long as it's televised, I will watch that game, because, I mean, it's Newcastle versus Man United. It should be a good game. I thought you guys played well against us. The first 10-15 minutes of that second half really did us over. Ethan and MCFR seem to be familiar with this Newcastle fan, so nice to see that you're chill. Anyway, on to Kovacic. I thought he was 6 out of 10. It didn't really do anything incredible. Didn't really do anything wrong though either. It's just decent from Kovacic. Can't really call him out on anything. Yep, no hate. You guys did great in the first half, to be fair. Yeah, I thought we were good in the first half. Nick Pope made a really good save to deny Alvarez. Just got his foot out there just about. And then Alvarez also had another chance, but he hit the post on it, didn't he? Outside of the post, so... Man, you will smash them, says Ethan. Oh, I hope they don't. But yeah, the first half was good from City. Newcastle seemed really content with just chilling in their own half, almost letting City come at him. So yeah, we seemed pretty good in the first half, but for that first 10-15 minutes in the second half, Newcastle were all over us, and it's really what killed us. And then they defended really well to get on with it. By the way, Geordie, just a comment on Newcastle. I think Tino Livramento, you've got a real good player there. You bought him for like 36 million quid in the summer. I think he was so good. First start for the club, and he denied a City going in one-on-one on 2 occasions. I think you've got a real player there, and I think he's going to be great rotation with Trippier. But anyways, to wrap up on Kovacic, he was alright. Didn't do anything wrong off the top of my head, but, just apologies for my dog. I'll quickly go on mute. There we go, should be good. I think he's stopped now. Doesn't like it when people leave the house. Yeah, Tino's great. Never thought he is that good. Yeah, I mean, I I thought I thought he was decent at Southampton. Average right back. He was fine, but then he obviously had potential in him. How old is he? Like 20, 21? I know he's in that area. Maybe 19, so he's young, he's got a lot of potential, and I really think he could have a great career. But anyways, we'll go on to... Who should we start with? We'll go on to Jack Grealish. We'll go on to Jack Grealish because I said his name. Jack Grealish, 5.5. Definitely not his best game in a City shirt. Really struggled out there. I can't really think of anything, that was great from him. He did struggle. He almost went in one-on-one, but great defending by Tino Livramento denied him. Or was it Paul Dummett? I can't remember. But either way, Jack Grealish, not his best game. But he's just come back from injury, so let's not give him too much stick. And same with Kovacic. They've just both come back from injury, hence why they've probably been given the start today. Given this game to I guess warm up again, and hopefully against Wolves, if they start, they play well. The two of them. Now then, on to the right side of the wings. Oscar Bob, I've given him man of the match. Really wasn't too difficult. He created both our chances in the first half. Really nice little, almost not flick-ons, but just discreet passes, I think is the right words for it. Nice discreet passes through Newcastle's defence, and good save by Nick Pope, and Alvarez got unlucky by hitting the post. So Oscar Bob, 7 out of 10. Strange for that to be a man of the match. Strange for that to be enough to be man of the match on these live streams. It's the first time we've had like poor performances really on this channel. First match preview that has resulted in match review that has been a loss. So change of pace, but Oscar Bob definitely a bright spark. Really happy for him to get his debut. Well, not debut, but first start at the club. We clearly see something in him, and I can see why, because he's played really well today, and I hope he gets a good amount of minutes against Wolves. I really hope we do good against Wolves, so I can get a good amount of minutes. Because we're losing. If we're losing the whole way through against Wolves, which hopefully we're not, but we could be, then he probably won't get any minutes. But, if we're 2-0, 3-0 up in the 85th minute, then he'll definitely get a couple of minutes. So. Good stuff from Oscar Bob yesterday, and on Alvarez, there's really not much to say about Alvarez, because in the second half he really wasn't there. Because sorry, I'm in and out. No worries, MCFR. It's just great for you to be here overall. So don't worry about being in and out and all that. It's fine. But. Where was I? Alvarez, he was in the graveyard shift, wasn't he? Hardly, apart from his 2 shots, he didn't really have any chances on goal. So never really got the service to get a shot, to be honest, Alvarez. And to be fair, he's not played striker, really this season. So hopefully Alvarez will don't worry, Street Star. Yusuf is great. Yusuf's great. Good fella. But hi, Yusuf. Welcome to the chat. Just seeing that you joined. Good to have you here. But he is a Spurs fan, Street Star. Yeah, you got that bit right. But Alvarez, like I said, he didn't do anything wrong. I guess not scoring, but it was a good save by It was a good save by, by Pope. So that really concludes it for the starting 11. It's a shame for Alvarez, but it is what it is. Thank you for liking, Yusuf. You always do. So thank you, Yusuf. Anyway, so did MCFR, thank you. Onto the bench, really not much to say, I'll wrap them all up. Phil Foden tried to do some stuff, so did Nunez. Don't think we got the ball to Doku enough to really have a big impact. But I do think we got a bit better when they came on. We got a bit further up the pitch. So it's a shame that they couldn't give us what we needed to win. Nunez almost went in one-on-one, but it was a great tackle by Livramento. So that's it really for player ratings. There are good things from this game. Oscar Bob, we see a bit more of him. So it's good, and also good to know that Jack Grealish and Kovacic seem to be fine now, good enough to start, so they should be good. That's great. That's 2 less players injured. It's now just Bernardo, KDB, John Stones, and technically Rodri for the Premier League. Carson should have started. I'm sure Ethan will agree with you. We've had a meow from Yusuf. No Ali Lolo to get at you, so don't worry about it. Do Tottenham rates in the Carabao Cup? How do you mean? Sorry. I know they went out in the second round, but... Oh, can I just say, MCFR? You gotta be like a future seer or something, because you said before Newcastle had gone through that if we go through, it'll be a derby in the next round. We didn't go through, but Newcastle drew United. You actually called that prediction. So, fair play. You're doing decent on predictions here. My predictions tend to not be correct. Although I did get Man United Arsenal correct. I'll hold that well. Can you rate the Tottenham squad Carabao Cup yesterday? Tottenham didn't play in the Carabao Cup. In the Carabao Cup yesterday. They got knocked out in the previous round, Yusuf, by Fulham. They are well and truly out the Carabao Cup before yesterday. If you're on them for tomorrow, guys, we will have the preview for Wolves, and then on Saturday we will have Wolves, then on Sunday we'll have the review, and then on Monday, I'm struggling for Monday. I've got 2 ideas in mind, but one of them will happen. Or is the Tottenham match today? I'm sorry, Yusuf, I'm absolutely lost. Spurs' next game is against Liverpool on Saturday. Their game before that was Arsenal. They haven't played in the Carabao Cup since Fulham, when they lost. I'm really sorry, Yusuf, but I'm absolutely lost. No, why Tottenham? And they got knocked out. Sorry, Yusuf. It's not good enough. But I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We've had Yusuf, we've had Street Style, we've had MCFR, we've had Ethan, we've had Geordie, New, Tom Wilson, Tommy Allen, I think it was. So we've had a bunch of new people. So thank you all for tuning in. Great stuff. See you all in the next one.